What is up, guys? It's Tom from Tech Time here, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to go over what I feel is the most forgotten phone of 2017. It's the LG G6. This phone came out, it was announced in February. I think it was released in about April, so it was about 8 months old. And it came and it went. LG released it at a time when Samsung had an agreement with Qualcomm for their 835 processor. So this only had the 821, which is what the Google Pixel came out with at the end of last year, 2016. So it's considered a 2016 processor. With that said, super snappy. If most people picked the phone up and didn't know it had an 821, probably wouldn't tell much of a difference. And because of that, it didn't get a huge liking from the masses. LG also doesn't really market well. I don't think they don't implement a lot of things well when they, in terms of marketing, to bring a lot of people to the masses. You know, you got Apple, you got Samsung, and then it goes down. LG probably after that, but they don't market that well, and their flagships lose value pretty quick, but they retain value. They lose money value, but somebody looking to purchase one secondhand or purchase one after a few months can score one super cheap and end up grabbing a hell of a phone. So to start off with the specs, this thing's a 5.7 inch quad HD screen, and the screen is almost, it's the 18:9 aspect ratio, and it's, you know, similar to the bezel-less design. They pretty much implemented this year to really started it out. You had the Xiaomi Mi Mix was kind of more of like a concept. Then it, you know, maybe 2 years ago you had the Sharp Aquos, whatever it was called. Then they really took off to the masses. The LG G6 got this year, 18:9 aspect ratio, started it off, and everybody's followed suit from the year on. The screen's beautiful. It's not an OLED. It's IPS, but really nice, bright colors. It gets bright, and it's just a really, you know, solid screen. Similar to what you see on the LG V20 of last year, but I think it's actually a little bit better. The colors are a little bit nicer. Comes with a dual camera setup. This year, they're both 13 megapixel cameras, and you have the wide angle, which is just amazing. And then you have the regular main shooter, both 13 megapixels. The one camera, the main shooter, is a f1.8 aperture, optically image stabilization on it, phase detection, autofocus. The other one has an f2.4, and that's the wide angle lens. No autofocus, no OIS. You have a dual LED flash, and then you got the front camera. It's got the 5 megapixel f2.2, records in 1080p. You can get 4K recording on the rear camera, 30 frames per second. And overall, it's a nice camera setup. It really is. Takes sharp pictures, focus quick, has tons of manual modes. We'll get into that in a little bit. But this phone, like I said, is down in price. You can score it right now probably $450, brand new. I scored this off of somebody. I buy and sell used phones here and there, and I scored this for $200, brand new. So you can't really beat that. And you can find them on Craigslist, even used in great condition. People got them, went through it. This is what comes in the box. This is the T-Mobile. You get your SIM ejection, your shitty books, your SIM, if it comes with one. You get your fast charging brick and your USB Type-C cable, and that's it. No headphones for this model right here. Didn't come with any headphones. This one also did not come with the quad DAC that was overseas. This one does have wireless charging though. It's got water resistance, IP68 rating, which is really good. It's also got a military standard drop test compliant for dust and drop and pressure and stuff like that, heat. So that's pretty cool. It's only 32 gigabytes of internal storage, which is kind of low for a new flagship in 2017. It does have expandable memory up to, I believe, 2 terabytes. So it makes up for it there. But you'd like to see a little bit of base storage, a little bit more base storage. And like I said, it's got the 821 processor, which is considered outdated. but it is super snappy. I think it only came in a few phones. I know the Pixel had it. I really can't off the top of my head name another phone that had it, but just look at this phone. Really is a nice looking phone. Glass back, fingerprint magnet. This is the black version. Sticker obviously comes off. G6 branding. Sleek phone. You get, well, you're not going to see it. We'd have to bring up something. Let's see what we can bring up here. Bring up Android Authority. And I can't tell, but there's in the corners is rounded corners. I don't have a wallpaper or anything, and this is just a black screen that I'm running. I'm running the Nova Launcher. This isn't your typical LG skin. I'm actually not a huge LG skin hater. People hate LG skin. I think it's, you know, fairly nice, not too bad. It's a little maybe cartoonish, maybe a tad bit outdated, but it's straightforward. Gets you what you need. Has plenty of extra features, and let's get into one of the features that I like a lot. The little things they do, they have, you know, I'll go with this one first. The knock code. Well, that's just, so another thing is the fingerprint sensors in the back right there. And it works really fast. You just tap your finger on it, just touch it. And you know what, it really is in a nice position. Right in the middle. Years ago, they implemented the power button, the fingerprint reader, and then they had the volume keys back here. They don't do that anymore, but your power key and your fingerprint scanner, really nice. You get your volume keys on the side over here, and no buttons over here. You get your SIM and micro SD tray right here, and it's actually side by side instead of stacked on top of each other. I actually like that. Headphone jacks in the top, which so when you have this phone in your pocket, you don't have to have it upside down. You got a noise canceling mic up there, no IR blaster. Single mono firing speaker, USB Type-C, another microphone down here on the bottom. The speaker, not too bad. It really isn't. It plays pretty good. Let's see if we can get something here. Let's see. Get something to play for you guys. See what we got. We'll just listen to this. Fairly loud. It's clear. And not too bad. So let's go back into some of the features that I said I wanted to show you. The knock code. We never got into that because the fingerprint to unlock, obviously I'm not going to do that. There's your knock code. I like that feature. They've had it on LG for quite a bit now, and it's a feature that I like. It's an easy way to unlock your phone if you don't want to use the fingerprint scanner, if you don't want to use, you know, a pattern or something. You get this little knock pattern that you can set up. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. The settings. Let's go in here. You got your smart settings. These are really cool. They have similar things called adaptive Wi-Fi on some phones. Samsung has it and stuff. Doesn't work as good as this. So right here, when you're at home, you set your sound profile, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi to auto change. So when you get home and it recognizes your location, it will turn your Wi-Fi on, change your sound settings so you can put it on Do Not Disturb, lower the volume, whatever you want to do, turn Bluetooth off. And then when you leave your house, it will do the same thing. You can set it up to change your sound profile, Bluetooth, and your Wi-Fi. So I set it up to have, when I leave my house, my Wi-Fi shuts off. When I come home, my Wi-Fi turns on. Perfect. So when I'm out of the house, I don't have any issues with my Wi-Fi trying to pick up signal and draw on my battery. It automatically shuts off. I don't have to remember it. And it's a nice feature. This one right here, when your earphones are plugged in, you can select an app to auto open. Right here, your Bluetooth. When that's hooked up, you can select, you know, GPS, Spotify, Pandora, whatever you want. You get the idea. But that's a really cool feature. You get smart cleaning, which works pretty good. Cleans your phone up quick. And then it has, you know, obviously the basics. It's running, right now you're running Android 7.0 Nougat still. They're doing some beta testing. So this phone might actually get a Android Oreo. We'll see what happens with that. But for the price, you really can't be mad. Android Oreo is not on too many phones that are even out right now. And obviously this phone's been out for a little while, so you expect nougat, and that's what you have. So let's get into the camera where I feel this thing really shines. So right there, you got your regular camera, your main focus lens, which is 13 megapixels, f1.8. Then you got your wide angle. And now it's the same megapixels, so there's not too much of a huge difference. Before it was 16 megapixels compared to 13, and when you switched in between them, you had a real, huge difference. Now you really don't have that. But the wide angle is such a nice thing. You can fit so much in the wide angle. Let's get back to this. Now they've used this 18:9 aspect ratio really, really good. They've done a lot of things implemented into it. Let's get into the mode. You can do different modes. You see here, panoramic, auto, 360-degree panorama, food mode, slow-mo, and so on. Right here, up the top left corner, you got auto, square mode, manual mode for camera, manual mode for video. Let's show you manual mode right here. Now you can do manual focus, and this is focus peaking. You see, and this shows you what it's focusing on. Right now it's focusing on that. You can tell I actually have the flash on. Definitely don't need flash right now. So it's focusing on that. Quick picture. And it takes nice pictures. It really does. I don't have the manual, all the stuff set up right now, but I was just showing you tons of manual settings. ISO, shutter speed, manual focus, your white balance, a lot of other things you can change around, and it's implemented really nice in here. Let's get out of manual, we'll go to square mode. Square mode takes two pictures, two squares directly next to each other. So you take the picture, and now you can instantly, sorry about that, instantly look at what you have right here. Preview it and delete it if you want. So deleted that one. Right here on the left-hand side, you get your picture. You're going to take it. Boom, you can preview it. So they implemented the 2:1 perfect right here, and that's what the 18:9 aspect ratio is. So on the right-hand side, you can be sharing this while you're about to take another picture. Works out great. And it takes perfect pictures for, social media, Facebook, especially Instagram, because they use the square photos. So it works out really cool. Back to auto mode. Right here, you got all your filters you can choose from. Obviously, your flash. Then you get the different modes that we went over. Then you can go into settings. And everything's right in your main screen. There's no, right in your camera app. You don't have to go out of the camera app to get to anything like you do in iOS. So right here, photo size, 13 megapixels, 4:3. If you want to do the 18:9 aspect ratio, it's going to restrict you to 8.7 megapixels. You don't want to deal with that. So I stick with the 4:3 aspect ratio. Video resolution, full HD. You got 4K, full HD right there, 60 frames per second, regular HD, and then different aspect ratios, you can change that around. I'm running 16:9. Camera roll, show your recent photos and videos on the camera. You turn that on. Let's go back. And that's cool. So now you have all your photos right here. So you can scroll up and down through your photos while they're right there. I don't have that many photos in here, so it's switching through them. That's it. I only have a few photos, but you can scroll through them as you're taking pictures, and you can see your old pictures right there. So they've implemented this camera app really, really well. They've taken up, every last bit of space that they used. Where a lot of the newer camera companies that have come out, these cell phone companies, their camera apps aren't implementing. They have the 18:9 aspect ratio, but they're not implementing the best app to utilize all that space. And that's one thing LG implemented the best, I think, is the camera app. The way it's set up is just perfect. Everything's where you need it, and it works out really good. Right here, you can zoom in and zoom out right by the thing. Similar to Samsung, right here with the shutter button. Press it up, you zoom in, press it out, zooms out, all the way out to the wide angle. So it switches between lenses. But if you check, the transition's almost seamless, where before you had a huge delay. You don't have that delay anymore. Right there, you get a little bit of a delay in between them, but when you're just zooming in and out, you're not going to have that huge delay. So it's pretty cool. Again, you can click that right there and share it to any way you want. You can check your, recent photos right there, edit them right in the app, which is pretty cool. I like the camera roll on. You can turn that off if you want. High dynamic range, you can put that on. You can, change your voice settings, tracking focus, where if you click that on and you focus on something, even though you're moving the camera around or you're zooming in and out, it's going to focus right on that. Steady recording, reduces motion blur in videos, and then you have some other things that you can fix and play around with. So that's the camera app. The camera app, like I said, works really, really, really good. The cameras on this phone are really, really good. They, didn't get the credit, I don't think. Maybe low light, they could be a tad bit better, which you've seen, they improved with the LG V30 when it came out, put in a, bigger aperture, 1.6, and you get the 1.8 in this, but it takes really good pictures, really good quality. The front-facing camera, nothing to brag home about, but it does the trick. It really, it's not too bad. In terms of performance, this thing runs fast. It really does. Doesn't heat up that quick. Apps load up super fast. The screen is beautiful on this thing. It really is. And it's small. It's a small form factor, similar size to the Galaxy S8 or even the new iPhone 10. And it's just a nice screen. For an IPS screen, it's really nice. The colors are really accurate. And it's a nice phone. You got wireless charging built into this one. Like I said, no quad DAC, which a lot of people, don't want to hear because it's one of the great LG features that they offer. But overseas, you can pick up that model if you really want. You could, get it on eBay. If you're in the United States, you really want to get it, you can bring it in. But this one right here works great. The sound quality out of the headphone jack is really, it's pretty good. It's on par, if not better, than most companies out there with their headphone jacks. And the fact that it has a headphone jack is already a step ahead of a lot of companies out there this year. So it works out pretty good. This phone is a really nice phone. Like I said, it's been out for about 8 months now. And I think it's the most forgotten phone of 2017. You don't hear anybody talk about it. And you know what? That's good for people that are looking to buy a phone and not spend a ton of money. You can score this phone relatively dirt cheap right now. If you do your homework or you get it used, you can score this thing cheap. I scored this one brand new for $200. You might not get the same deal as I did because that's a really killer deal, but you can get something similar in price, maybe $300, $250, something like that. I've seen a lot of them on Craigslist for $250 in great shape with box and everything. Not that the box is much, and inside the box you're getting a charger and a SIM injection tool, so you don't really even need the box. I would definitely give this 2 thumbs up for people that want to spend a little bit of money, and want flagship quality phone. New design. You're not getting outdated design. You're getting, really nice design. Top specs. Yeah, you're not having the Snapdragon 835. You get the 821, but it's super fast. Most people won't even notice. They really won't. If you guys want to see some speed tests against my Note 8 or my iPhone 8, we can do that and show you that it's really not that big of a difference. It really is. In a day-to-day life, you're not going to notice playing games on this thing. There's no lag. Recording video, watching videos, anything you're going to do on this thing, it's not going to slow down. LG does a good job of keeping their phones running pretty smooth. My LG V20 I just got rid of. Thing ran beautiful. I had no lag on it. Can't say the same thing for, Samsung phones. The only Samsung phone I've had right now that hasn't lagged yet is my Galaxy Note 8. Knock on wood. Hopefully that thing keeps on ticking because I love it. But this is for those people that, don't want to spend a ton of money, don't need the newest and the greatest thing out, don't need to upgrade every time something else comes out. This thing is a really nice phone, solid phone, top specs, top features, and it looks great on top of it. Great cameras. So this is an overall great phone for you guys. Is there some things that could be better? Yeah, it could have dual speakers. It doesn't. Could still have the removable battery, in my opinion, and the IR blaster that LG's was known for, but it doesn't. They're trying to appeal to the masses. They struck out big time with the LG G5 with the modular design and all that other shit. Didn't work. So they played it kind of safe, but they went with the 18:9 aspect ratio, and you've seen that trend take off. Even the friggin' iPhone's doing it. So it was a good trend that they pretty much implemented the best way, and it's been going ever since then. Sorry guys, a long video. Just want to throw it out there. Like I said, I feel like this is the most forgotten phone of 2017. Came out in April. Nobody talks about it anymore, but you hear about the S8 that didn't come out much, later after that. And this phone's right on par with that phone. So my S8 had a lot of lag. This phone I had early in the year, and like I said, I just picked up another one right now. So I figured I'd throw a video out. Didn't have my channel then. So here you go, LG G6, guys. If you want to pick it up, keep your eyes open, man. They are cheap. It's a great phone. Anyways, I will catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.